Hello everyone, my name is Bobby. I host the Casual Hour, and today I am doing a quick look for a game called Everspace 2. This is a follow-up to the first game that came out in 2017 called Everspace. The first game was more of a run-based roguelike, procedurally generated worlds. It was really fun. It was a good game, but this one is the jam. Everspace 2 is an open-world looter shooter. If that's a term we're going to be using. I know people hate that term, but I'm going to use looter shooter today. It takes some DNA from a game like Freelancer, a game like Diablo. It has some of the stylings of Destiny 2, and it brings them all together for a really compelling game where you're doing a lot of space exploration. There's some cool customization you can do with your ship, and of course there's going to be that sweet loot that we're going to be picking up. At the time that I fire this up, it's going to have about 13 hours into the early access period. I just got to the second location called Union. I'll show you a little bit about that today. But I thought in this particular quick look, we would break down just what does it look like to customize your ship? What are some of the different types of loot that you can get in this game? What's the crafting look like? What does the skill progression look like? The perk system. Of course, we're going to show the combat. We're going to show some of the space travel that you can do. And we'll probably do some of the side missions, and I might progress a little bit of the main story mission while we're all hanging out today. But right out the gate, if you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. We are a podcast first and foremost. New episodes of our podcast are available on all major platforms every Friday at 9 a.m. We are now streaming on Twitch Wednesday nights around 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to be adding some more video on demand content like this that you'll be able to find on our Twitch channel, but also on YouTube or other places potentially down the line. So if you want to stay in tune with what we're doing, please subscribe, like our video, anything that you want to see us do. We're open to some suggestions. We have a lot of ways to communicate with us. We're all over the social networks at the Casual Hour. But let's get into this game and show you a little bit about what Everspace 2 is. I'm trying to remember where I left off last. I think I'm at a hangar. So, actually, I'm at my home base, which is going to be even better for us to show you a bit of the trappings of what this game is. So, right here at the beginning, you'll get an awesome overview of what your ship is. You can drag this around and see what the style is. You do have a lot of customization that you can do to your ship, from painting to materials. Currently, there's not everything they're going to allow in the early access. If you come over here to ship, you have a few different loadouts that you can do with it. So these are just some style presets that I have saved, playing around with different colors that you find in the game, which they do drop from killing enemies. Different colors for primary colors, but then also right here where I have my cursor, this is a mist of light, and you can change some of those light colors that you'll unlock as well. Inside the customization of it, you can do things like your paint job. You can do some detailing, which is going to be more about decals, but they do have planned for the future designing your cockpit as well as ship modules. So this is an interceptor ship that I currently have, and you might come across shipyards that have different versions of this particular ship. It might be the wings look a bit different, the nose might be different. Back here, these portions could be designed a bit differently. Currently, it's more of just luck of what you come across, but there are going to be opportunities in the future where they'll let you change some of those modules out. When you go into the paint job, there's really 3 areas that you can choose from. You've got your primary, you've got your secondary, but going through these, you can change out to a standard or a metallic, and then varying degrees of roughness on that. And your home base has decent enough light, but when you go out into the worlds, or the universe, I should say, the galaxies, you'll really see some different elements impacting the way that paint looks. So this one here kind of a Captain Marvel vibe to it, the more I look at it, but I like the way that these colors play with one another. When you do go out, you can go into your cockpit. You can see a little bit of it here. It's just going to mimic whatever color scheme that you have for the time being. You'll be able to make your cockpit look different from your exterior in the future they've shared. But there's some fun stuff there. The detailing, these are those emissive lights that I was telling you about. Some options that'll change those out. This little area here is the first light that I'm detailing. And then if I wanted to go back, I could do the other particular one, which is the bigger section, and add that to it. I think I'll do the orange on that. Orange and blue, maybe yellow. Yeah, so I got sunburn there, and then this blue light, and the back, we can change that out. We'll do yellow there. So I'll stick with this paint scheme for now. It does look pretty sharp out there. But going back over some of the menu systems that you're going to see me interacting with during this video, the only thing different about being at your home base, you do have a storage location. You can change how your equipment is organized by latest, value, item type, rarity, and amount. I typically go by rarity in both locations. And up here is going to be where your equipment is. So this top line is going to be your primary weapons. This is going to be your secondary weapons. The interceptor ship that I have is a bit more forward in offense, and it gives you 3 slots for both your primary and 3 slots for your secondary. I have a big appreciation for that because I like to have different weapons I go to. I tend to stick with like one main, so currently my beam laser here is my favorite, but whenever you pick this up, or any weapon, you're going to notice that it has a kinetic DPS and your energy DPS. Up here on my health bar, when we encounter enemies, this here is going to be the energy level that you're going to be taking down on it. You also have the armor location and then the overall health. So some of these weapons are going to focus more on one or the other. The scatter gun, for example, is really great at kinetic, but terrible at DPS. So I might use one of my other weapons to lower that energy level. This weapon is good at kinetic, not great at energy. So I might use one of these weapons to take down the energy and then come in and clean them up with the kinetic of a scatter gun. So the scatter gun is like a shotgun. This is a solid beam, and then your Gauss cannon is going to be a little bit more projectile based. I'm currently using these homing missiles. Those are my go-to, but mines have been pretty fruitful in battle as well. So that's an overview of how we're looking at some of the equipment we might be using there. I do have a flat cannon that I could sub out if I wanted to. I might sell that. It's got a pretty high value of 1,062, but it also, being a rare item, is going to net me some pretty good materials if I decide to dismantle this. Beneath my weapons, though, I have some more equipment, and this is going to be more of the elements that make my ship do what I need it to do. So you've got an energy core. This is going to dictate the output to my weapons, my shield, my boost. This is a superior one, so I should break that down really quick. Gray is going to be your more common. Over here, next up would be an uncommon, which is green. We then have rare, and then we have superior. So I do have a superior beam laser. I have a superior shield right now. I'm sorry, energy core. And I also have a superior sensor. Where I'm at in the game, over here you can see that we're level 14. So I am using some under-leveled equipment, but it still has pretty decent levels for me. So I'm happy and content with that. But we might be swapping things out that are a common or even a rare in place of a superior if we do find one that levels up. There's ways to progress your equipment with you. It does take some of these materials that we're collecting over here in our storage. Like if I wanted to break down this particular homing missile here, I will go ahead and do so. And you can see that we just netted some new things. So I've got a spot open, and I don't want to break away too much from what we're talking about prior with some of these mechanics at place or the equipment, but I can craft new equipment if I wanted to. So primary, secondary are my modules that we have, and I can boost up what it would be. So I can improvise and just get a random, or I can use a blueprint that I found for an item, and I can keep going up. So I have enough right now to make a rare item if I wanted to, and I don't have quite enough to craft the superior. But you get the idea that the game is going to benefit quite a lot actually from you breaking things down and keeping that material. So moving on here, you got your shield. As expected, this is going to bring capacity, but also the recharge speed. The plating is going to help with your armor rating. Your sensor is like how much it can detect, oh my goodness, detect items that would be out and about when you're looting. So it'll let you know how far away something is or how idle you could be. It also gives you some really nice range to your tractor beam. So this particular item, the superior sensor, cannot be damaged, and all your equipment can be damaged in battle. And you can always repair it coming back to any sort of trade yard or any sort of hub. But this particular item will not be damaged, which is awesome. Coming over here, this is your speed booster. You'll notice that when we're flying around, this is going to be more about how quick, like this one's better at recharging necessarily than the overall speed that I get. And as much as I like to move quickly, I'm not using a smaller class vehicle. I'm using more of a medium class vehicle. So for me, it's about recharging that. The Interceptor also has a really cool perk that allows me to, let me pull it up here. So weapons use boost energy after the weapon energy is depleted. So I love that because if I'm stationary or not moving as quickly as I need to in battle, it's got two pools to go from. So for this particular loadout that we have, if I go back over here to my storage, you'll notice again, this is more focused on my recharge than it is my speed. So this is really beneficial to me because if I'm decreasing my weapons, if I'm decreasing my boost, it's going to come back faster. Down here, this is your cargo area. This last segment here is going to be the cargo unit. You can acquire new ones that give you more space, but also I get more, with this particular rare one, I'm getting more dismantling quality. So if I'm breaking things down, I'm getting more items to go into that pool to later pull from. And then these are consumables. You can change these out with whatever you want to. Nanobots are going to be targeted to repairing your ship in battle. I do have a damage booster, and I have nanobots medium. The ultimate that I have for the Interceptor is, again, targeted on offense. So if I go to my ship, you'll notice that this characteristic for the ult is heavily boost weapon damage and fire rate and provides unlimited energy. Killing an enemy increases the remaining duration by 1 second. This is an incredibly nasty ultimate. If I needed to, I could come over to storage and pair that up with this damage booster and increase it even further. I really like this ship class a whole lot. The Sentinel's the other class that I have right now. It's an awesome looking ship. It's very, very beefy. Not quite as much as the heavy gunship class, but this particular one is the jack of all trades. It's a really great balanced ship for varying degrees of movement, but also offense and defense. I still really like the Interceptor. It's been my favorite class so far. As far as the perk system goes, this is your character here. You are Adam. For every 5 levels you progress in the game, you're going to get the ability to unlock another area of this progression of perks. These can be changed out anytime in the game. So I can click through these and completely have a different loadout if I wanted to. I've been using exit strategy, which gives me 25% reduction while boosting. This particular one, and that might not be the best one to have with my current ship. So I could, instead of taking lethal damage, shield deploys and grants invincibility that lasts 10 seconds. The cool thing about that is it's not a consumable part that you have to go and get. It will have to be docked again to replenish it. So there is a problem there if you want to stay out and about. But this might be better here because killing an enemy instantly triggers your shield recharge. I think I'm going to put that one on because I am using boost energy more for that beam laser and the other weapons that I have equipped. So this here is going to be about hull hits have a 3% chance to reduce a random device cooldown by 30. This particular one for the downtime warrior, weapons require 30% less energy for each device that is on a cooldown. And then play it safe is activating the device that adds 5 charges of reactive armor. I'm going to keep those the same, but we're really close, as you can see, to leveling up to level 15, which will unlock another tier here. So maybe we'll see that happen today while we're hanging out. And these are some of your companions. Ben has given me stuff to decrease the cost of repairs and increase my tractor beam. He's maxed out currently on what he's offering. Delia or whatever her name is, she's giving you an energy orb, which is going to replenish your energy upon killing enemies. And then Hive is the system AI, and this is giving me information on cargo dispatching. As you can see, it's going to use materials that you would find in the world to upgrade each one of these. Each time you dump resources into one of these particular areas, it's going to ask for more in return. So the stakes get a bit higher as you start to do that. I don't have a ton of credits. I just recently bought those ships I showed you, so we're going to try and make some more money today. This is your overall system world map. Cedo is where you start off. I came back down here because I had some unfinished business. I did mention earlier at the top of this that we got to Union. This is a new area that we just unlocked. But we're going to hang out in Cedo for quite a bit and try and finish up a few of these. The mission structure is pretty simple. Main missions are going to be gold, side missions are blue, and then jobs that you pick up from various areas are going to be this green color. And then you have your data, which is going to be more information about your reputation with some of these factions, the types of jobs that you can get, the rewards that you can get from them. So I just got these particular rewards. So I come back into storage. Now you'll notice that we just picked these up. And to the surprise of no one, they're not great, being that they were from earlier quests. So I'm just going to dismantle these, and we're going to hit the road here pretty quick. All right. So what I have out right now for us is I'm going to put some of these materials back away. I don't need them as we're going out. But I have been using these signal decoders because they are going to... So when they're activated, they reveal a high-risk area in the system that you're currently located. This is going to allow us to find some loot. So we're going to chase a few of these today because I need to get them burned up and out of my inventory system. This one for Union is going to give us a little bit better drop, as you can see from the color distancing there. So today, some of the side mission stuff is going to be really these signal decoders, and we're going to go after one of those out the gate. They're going to show up on your map, so you get these tooltips when you hover over stuff. This is a high-risk area. I'm going to set a waypoint for that. We're going to exit out of the hangar, and we're going to go check some of these things. So overall, the way that you move your ship, I'm playing on a mouse and keyboard. That is the preferred method by Rockfish. They've really designed this game to take full advantage of a mouse and keyboard setup. This particular early access does have support for controller right out of the gate, and they are adding HOTAS to the lineup as well. But I love the mouse and keyboard. It's got more of an arcade feel to it than maybe like an actual flight sim. So I like that a bit more. I've played a few simulations in the past, but the overall feel for this game is great. And I mean, it's gorgeous. This game is so pretty. I love everything about the aesthetic of this game. So as you're moving around, you can boost up, down. You can go up this different key. I can shoot. This is that beam laser that we have. Scrolling down, this is the Gauss cannon, and it does increase. It's got a really fun sound to it. And this is a scatter gun. I can charge it up. As you can see there on my cursor on the right, that is going to be, that white bar is going to be my energy for my weapon. It gets depleted the more I do that. If I am using my boost, it's that bluish teal color on the left, cyan color. If I wanted to just cruise around an area, I can hold down F and engage into a cruise drive. That's not going to deplete any of my energy. Like, this is just allowing me to move. If I try to shoot, though, I don't have access to my weapons. So this allows me to move around quicker. There is an item over here that we can mine, looks like. So you can see that we're going to move up onto this core. I can come out of that and have access again to come in and check this out. And then once I get this material, I'll take us up into like hyper travel. And you'll want to make sure that you explore and poke around a bit whenever you are in new areas, because you are going to want to get some of those materials. And there's some really cool puzzling in this game. There are, again, all the trappings that you would expect from like an open world RPG. Like, you're going to do fetch quests, you're going to do resource management, you're going to do level and character progression, and you always want to keep an eye out for items to pick up. I don't know where this is. Oh, you do take damage from bumping into things. It's never fun. Some of the shields that you can get are going to ignore that, or at least a percentage of it. All right, I'm not going to mess with that crate. We're going to get out into the main travel. So holding down C on keyboard is going to initiate this hyper travel. And I love the music here so much. God, it's good. This game's got awesome music. So when you're out, you can coordinate to these locations that are mapped on your map. This is the one that we set when we had the map pulled up. Union Bridge is what's going to jump me to the next area. It's got a jump gate and trading station, but we're going to do this high-risk area that we talked about. So I'll set fast travel in. This game also really lets you get up and check out your ship. I'm holding down the Alt key right now, and it shows some of that metallic paint that we have and the lights bouncing off of it. I think it just looks really nice. But man, this game has just got such a vibe and a style to it that really resonates with me. I think it combines a lot of things that I enjoy, from inventory collection, customization. It's got, again, the music and the overall style that they went for really works for me. But I like being able to just hop in my ship and go. If I want to go check something out, I can get my stuff that I need from like a quest or just overall exploration. That distress call that just popped up there, you're going to see multiple things like that happen while you're playing the game. You can go and do them. Those are just like random occurring events. They do sometimes offer some really great loot. Ship customizations come from that. But it's easy to get distracted. Like there's always going to be more of those to pop up. So I think that it's easy to lose sight of what the focus was. Holy cow, there's some stuff here. So combat's a lot of fun. Once you get in range, you'll see the reticule pop up. I'm getting pinged now. They're noticing me. They're level 12, so I'm going to be pretty powerful for them, as you can see, knocking out quite a bit here. This beam is very nasty. It just melts down all these enemies here. So the scouts are pretty annoying. They're going to hover around you. These outlaw drones will do quite a bit. This boss here is doing some damage. We need to drop some of our... Holy cow, I'm getting melted. Whoa! So that did not go well for us in that high-risk area, as you can see. The Madcap got me. So the Madcap was doing quite a bit of damage to my shield and my armor, and I just got melted away there. So maybe I shouldn't have been overly confident going into something thinking I was a better level. I got killed by something 2 levels down from me. The way the quick save works on this game, it will load me right back into the last destination we arrived in. If you want to have a manual save, we would have to do that at a location when you're docked. So we're going to come right back into this area. I'm not going to go into it as aggressive. I'm going to scout some things out, make sure that I'm setting maybe some mines around me, and we'll see how that plays out. Holy cow, that was brutal. Did not expect that to happen. I think that what happened, that Madcap hit us with some sort of poison or erosion that brought down all of our systems. So I do have the homing missiles out right now. I'm going to switch over to the mine launchers, and as we start to approach here, I'll set a little bit of an area for them to try and fly into. So I'm shooting out some of these mines, and hopefully, yeah, that's great. Start to really take them down from a distance here. Got some nice loot popping up over there. That Madcap, though, is already on me. I'm going to switch back over and try and take it out quickly. All right, Madcap is down. That should make things a lot better for us. We still got some of our shield. This Viper, though, also not great. Taking down again. The scouts. Sweet. So this brought in, once you clear out one of these areas, it brings out a destroyer. That's a pretty big bad that you're going to have to take out. Oh, I got another beam laser there. It's not a superior, but it might be a little bit higher. So before we engage with that larger ship, I just want to grab the rest of these things here and see what we got. So again, sorting this by its rarity. If I switch over, if I hit Alt while I have an item, it's going to cycle through it. So this particular beam that we have right now is going to do some more damage than the one that I currently have equipped. I'll swap those out for the time being and see what that gets us. I did get another damage booster. I can stack that to clear some room. And this nano injector is pretty handy. It's going to immediately get me some hull points. So I'm going to throw it up. And I think I'm good there. I don't really need that pulse. I mean, it's going to do quite a bit more energy DPS than what I have with that. We'll leave it set. We'll leave that one set. All right. So the way that these destroyers work when they come in, they've got turrets all over them, and they're going to be releasing drones. I've found that breaking down their immediate armor is going to be beneficial. Then I will maybe throw some mines or use some of my... oh, got some more outlaw drones that came in. We'll take them out really quick. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go take this destroyer out and see what we can do. So I've got him targeted. And as we approach, you'll see I'm drawing the attention, I know. But I want to take this particular part down. I'm going to fire off just a barrage of missiles here. Because as I deplete my energy, it's going to fire up again its armor and redo that. So we just depleted both of our energy sources for weapons. But I got to get those drones out of the way because that's really, like, they might be small, but the annoyance of them is just far worse. So I'm going to switch back over, throw some mines out here, try and get some of those drones as they're approaching. And we're good. So let's see what we got. And what we just did there, that's a pretty solid loop of how those decoders work. You're going to show up, there's going to be a range of enemies that you want to take out, and then you're going to grab whatever loot is available to you. So, got some more nanobots, but overall, I didn't find any shields or any other items here that I think is worth keeping. And the monetary value for me, I mean, if it's under 500, I really don't look at any option for keeping it. It's more about materials at that point in time. So I'm just going to break this stuff down while we're out. And I'm going to go over to my map. We're going to find another one of those locations. And head to this particular one next. And jump right back into space. Or hyper travel, I should say. We're already in space. So that brings us back out. And we can load in. Check this out here. It's just got a satisfying loop. Like I think also, like from a recommendation standpoint, these games can be very big, and by no stretch is Everspace a small game. But it is a game that I think you could easily say, I just want to come in, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes to an hour, and I want to just see what my yield will be from doing some things, and you can really start to drill down what's going to be the best use for you here. So one thing that we should talk about before we engage here, we did use quite a few of our resources. I have not restocked, so I'm a little bit low on some of my secondary weapons, but I feel like we can approach this similarly, where we're just going to approach to the best of our ability and start to pick these characters off one by one. So we've been detected. I don't quite have the length I need yet. That drone's down. I'm gonna get this scout out of here. That's done, and then get this Viper out quickly as well. Sweet. We're doing all right. So coming up here, shoot out a few mines. Takes care of those. Really made short week. Ooh, we got something superior there. That's exciting. What did we get? Ooh, all right. That's some sort of material. Probably going to help us in the construction of a superior crafting item. But let's get through these last few. Get the destroyer in, and then I'll try and take out maybe a... rather than one of these decoder quests, we're going to try and do like a job. So you can maybe see some variety there. I might show you a world location too, to give you an idea of how that plays out, the differences here. So we got some weapons with that, power unit, and some credits. Again, as we took off from the base, I had just shy of 2,000 credits, and we're almost to 8,000. So again, another yield on if I wanted to grind out getting some currency and materials. This is a pretty easy way to do it. Now I'm going to activate my ultimate here this time around, which is going to be really cool. So look at just me melting. I mean, melting away this thing just by using that beam that I have equipped. I'm not shooting any secondaries out. I'm not losing any energy, and it's over. I mean, it's just so nasty. I love this ultimate so much. We do have some more coming in. Again, melting them down. Those Vipers, man, they got that corrosion. Anybody else here? What do we got? All right. I think that was pretty successful. Let me see what I got here. some weapons. Hoping to get some ship colors. Ah, there we go. What did we get? Coral. Oh, a missive light color. All right. So not overall paint, but we got something. High capacity rocket. I think we're full. Yep. Too much stuff here. Let's make some room. Should be able to drop that up there. That's one thing that they don't do, which I will submit that feedback. I don't know if it's by design or not. But if I already have a consumable equipped and I pick one up, rather than going into my cargo, fill up what I can. Because they can only hold so much. So once I've maxed out what I can hold, then put it into my cargo. That would be some feedback that I would share, or I have shared, that I would just also say, like, make sure that you're keeping an eye on that. Because again, if it is something that you already have, there's no need in doubling down and having it over here in this area. I don't know if I need the scatter gun. I don't know if I need that sensor. That rocket launcher, nothing great. Again, this coil gun, working through what we have. It does a little bit better damage. I just don't like coil as much as I like the beam. 598. Could hang on to it, but I'm not. Same thing here. You know what though? I've got 2 mine launchers, and having this barrage missile might be a bit better. Going through those, it is going to be a little bit less powerful than that, but we'll make it work. Taking a look here. Open up the map, or my missions, I'm sorry. So this is just finding resources and dropping them off. Deliver liquor to the research station. 15 liquor, 20 copper. I got that. I can do those things. Let's head back to base really quick so I can grab that stuff. We'll heal up, and then we'll knock out 2 of those. Oh man, this is a ton of fun. And I've really enjoyed the Interceptor. Like, this ship is certainly an aggressor. Three slots of primary, 3 slots of secondary. It's pretty nimble also. I'll run it by shipyard at some point too, to show you some of those other ships. But now we've got 3 different types of secondary. We've got 3 different types of primary. Oh, the one thing I didn't talk about, down here in the bottom left corner next to the weapon, you do have some ship abilities that you can equip. I've got one that's an EMP. I've got another one that is for healing. And it's pretty helpful getting into those tight spots there. Apparently there's a way to do some fast travel. I have not figured it out yet. If it is there, it might unlock a little bit later. As I mentioned, I just got to that location with Union. So Union has opened up quite a bit more for it. And I'll never get tired of this music. This gets stuck in my head all day long. And they do a pretty good job of matching, the environment that you're in with what's going on. So if you're in high combat, there's some really cool kind of like electronic, cyberpunk-esque style music. All right, back to home. We'll drop off some stuff, grab 2 things, show off a few elements that we can pick up here. Welcome home. All right, so you got quick options here. I can just hit R and X and get both things recovered. It shows you what it's going to cost you to do it, to repair and restock. So that's done. We're back up and running. If I go over here to storage, I don't need this core, so I can store that again. And this new one here, put that in. See how that... Ooh, that's the most rare item that I have. Is it scary to look at? I don't know. I'm pretty happy about it. But that particular mission that we had, so we'll come back over here and look at it. This one's asking for copper, and this one is asking for liquor. And I think I got both. I think I got you covered. So I definitely have some copper. We'll drop that off over here. And one of these containers is liquor. Can't remember if that's a green one. I think it might be. Nope. Only 4 liquor. So I don't have enough for that, but we can give him what we have. We can definitely do that. All right. So on here, this is asking for who wants what. Go to missions. Same spot. I think it might be the same spot. Oh, that's the mining and the trading. Okay. I definitely have the copper, so we're going to do that one first. We're going to head that location. All right. Let's go do it. This location is really cool, by the way, that we're heading to. It's got this crazy sun that we're flying directly into, but I think it's called like a cool sun. So I don't know if the heat dissipation from it is really that. I haven't gotten into the lore of it. The overall story of the game. Let's talk about that while we're flying here. So the overall story of the game, you are from the first game. You are a clone. Now I never finished the first game, so I don't want to spoil anything here, but something happens in the first game to where you no longer can, if you die, you're not coming back as a clone, from what I've been picking up on this game. You find yourself in a pretty tight spot of a battle at the beginning of the game, and an individual named Dax gets you out of that tight spot. You come back to his base, which was our home base, and you're trying to get your buddy, Ben, who was severely damaged in that battle, taken care of. And you're wanting to get the hell out of Dodge because the system that we're in right now is not a pleasant one. Not a great spot to be currently. So they're trying to get you out of that, and you end up seeing that there's some bad dudes out there that want to take you out. So automatically, really quick, whenever you have a job of just bringing a resource to a location, as soon as you dock in that location, it's going to take it out of your inventory and give you those credits. So we just got that. They gave us some money, which was great. If we wanted to see if they had anything to shop around for, this is a magnetic repulsor. This is going to be one of those devices that you can get. I believe I already have a magnetic repulsor, so I'm not too worried about picking that one up. But I always like to scroll through and see, like, am I missing out on anything? This here is letting me know. So if you see this icon in the upper left corner, it's like, hey, one of your perks needs this. This is a material that you want. I'm going to go ahead and grab plasma, get as much as I can. Then I'll head over to perks. I think it's the energy orb ones. Yeah. So I can invest what we have. And now this is completed. So we've done that one up. I just need to get some power cells and then dump credits into it to increase that output. And I don't know if there's anything else. I don't believe we need the cooling unit. That shield isn't going to do it for me. I could sell if I wanted to, which I think I'll sell this one. We'll sell this flat can. I'm not going to use it. It gives me a nice yield. Energy core, same thing. Pulse, yeah. Why the hell not? And I'll get rid of those. And that puts us into a good spot here. So I just made a little bit of money. We're back up to 13 now. And I told you I would show you what some of the other ships look like. So I will get us into... Whoops, didn't mean to dock again. We'll open up the map here. I'll show you what some of those other ships look like. And then we will probably call it for there. And I might do another one of these videos. A little bit deeper exploration of the game. I just don't want to spoil a lot of the story stuff. There's some really cool stuff going on here. So I'm trying to be a bit more cautious on what I show you today. But let's take off here and show you the other ships that we can get. And go from there. All right. So we want to head to this location here. I think I'm gonna get a gunship next. There's a scout class, which isn't typically like my play style. It's more of a rogue, real sneaky, real nimble. It's a glass cannon. Traditionally, I like to be a bit more aggressive. I like to draw in if I'm playing a game where I could be more tank-like. I like that. So the gunship might be a better fit for how I play, but I feel like this interceptor has been a really nice surprise. So this world is one of my visually favorites to be into, so I'm excited to show you what it looks like also. I think that they do a really cool job of just the payoff that they give you on some of these design choices is great. The variety that you're going to find, because we were jumping around in space, and space looks like space, but here you got this mountain range and this really cool atmosphere above it. I just think that this one looks so awesome. And this is where you're in the game when you're playing. Spoiler, you get your first contract for faction work, and this job board here that we can pick up, do more stuff. So I'm gonna get back up to traveling fast here. Show you what the ships look like that we can pick up. So you come over to Ship Dealer, and again, this is an Interceptor I+, which is this is the exact same thing that we have. So this is our current ship over here on the right. But you'll notice, very different style than what I have. Same ship, completely different look to it, which is nuts. So I'm excited to see what they do with this modular stuff when they bring it into it. This again is a Sentinel, which was the other ship that I have. But you'll notice, there's some similarities to the one that I have here, but the size I think on mine are a little bit different. Another design for the Sentinel class. This is the ship that we have. This is the exact same one. So this is what my Sentinel looks like. This is a Striker. This was the ship that I had for a very long time, and I like the Striker quite a bit. It's a bit more up and personal. It's a very aggressive ship. A little bit more lightweight, still a medium class ship, but mine was the same design, and I, as a Star Wars fan, really appreciated that X-Wing look that it has. Again, another variation. So if I go back, Striker, same thing, very different. Back to the Interceptor here. So they don't have a gunship or a scout to show off, which is kind of a bummer. These do change out. I don't know what the time frame is for that to happen, but there are some nice things about just the variety. There is always going to be that original paint. So I don't have this particular color of red. So if I bought this ship and I went over here, and when I did the custom style, if I went to original style, so for mine, that's the original style of the ship. This is what it looks like by default. So if I wanted that look, I could, but I might not have all those colors to unlock it. The job board looks like this. There's going to be different things that you can do. Acquisition of goods is the ones that I picked up the most. There's going to be different levels on that. This one here is going to tell you what it's always looking for. So what are they looking for? Mining equipment. So I have some of that, not enough probably. That's how you would pick those things up. Let's come back over to the hangar. You can move around. This location I like a lot for ship design because it shows you how that light's going to bounce off of it. By the way, as I mentioned that earlier. So that's Everspace 2. I know that we bounced around quite a bit on what we were looking at here, but I think you got a feel for what the combat looked like. We went over the menu systems, which was, in my opinion, I love the tinker. So I think the menu systems of Everspace 2 is incredible. Combat feels really good too for space fights and space traveling. We bounced around the system quite a bit. We didn't go over to Union. I mentioned we might do that at the beginning of this quick look, but I'll save that for another time or a part 2. But I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what this game in early access is doing. You are acquiring goods. You are trying to upgrade your ship. You are trying to progress further in that story. I don't know what the carryover looks like right now. They have said that they could, and the next iteration, the next major milestone update for this, they could break away and you'd have to start over again. So I'm trying not to get too in love with what I'm buying and what I'm doing, but just really seeing what's going to be the best fit for me right now. The replayability I think is there, and the story so far has been pretty compelling. But yeah, this has been a quick look for the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby. I host that show every Friday alongside 2 of my best friends, Johnny and Chase. We all have very different interests in games. Chase does a really cool focus on handheld gaming and brings a lot of that to the show. Johnny is a longtime gamer, has a son that he's exploring video games with for the first time. So he brings a really cool perspective of games to play with your son as well, or daughter for that matter. But we record the podcast live on Twitch every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That gets posted to all major platform locations every Friday at 9 a.m. And we'll do live Let's Plays or quick looks on Monday and Friday nights. And we throw some other streams in there as well, but we've got a channel that we're building up. So if you do like what we're doing, it's twitch.tv/The Casual Hour. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like what this is, if you like what Everspace is, there's a really active Discord for the developers over there at Rockfish, where they're talking about the roadmap and some other features. And there's some really cool stuff with fan art and like a gallery, so you can see some fun screenshots and see how people customize their ships. But thanks again. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell somebody about us. And we will be back soon with some more content. Thanks a lot.